Cartoons aren't afraid to get extremely eerie sometimes, and of course Adventure Time is no stranger to delivering some of the most uneasy and disturbing moments in animation. The episode No One Can Hear You with That Creepy Ass Deer sent shivers down my spine as a kid, and The Lich, while it looked badass, still creeped me out. But there's an episode that above all of these left an unsettling feeling long after watching it, and takes a seat at the table for being one of the most creepiest episodes of Adventure Time. That episode is called Blank Eyed Girl. The episode begins with Finn and Jake at Pizza Sassy's. They're casually just eating pizza together and listening to the local graveyard radio, with Starchy as the host. The station then gets a frightened caller who says he was doing his laundry at the mat last Sunday and saw something that wasn't from this world.
Saw a reflection of a girl with eerie blank eyes. I turned around, but nobody was there.
Starchy says that there's been multiple sightings of these urban legends across multiple kingdoms and theorises that they are ghosts, and the last thing that they looked at was so horrific that it made their eyes turn blank. Jake again called
Baloney!
The pizza.
And they take the pizza to go. As they are walking back through the woods at night, they talk about how it must have been made up nonsense.
You're sure that blank-eyed girls are made up, right?
Yeah, man, it's all baloney.
Finn seems to be more on edge than Jake, who clearly doesn't believe in the rumours, so he decides to scare Finn.
Blank-eyed girl?
Boo!
But then as they continue walking, they start to hear twigs breaking and strange noises around them, causing them to both run back to the tree fort and slam the door shut. The two of them start laughing and they are almost relieved until they hear a strange scratching sound at the front door. What happens next sent chills up my spine as a kid. Now we all know that Finn and Jake have faced some of the most dangerous villains in all of OO, but this episode feels different. The tone is a lot more darker and you get a sense that it was almost made with an adult audience in mind. Terrified of what they've just seen, they call up the radio station for advice, telling Starchy,
Starchy, I'm in a blank-eyed girl situation right now. What should I do?
He then replies with,
I believe the girls have to follow vampire rules. As long as you don't invite her in, you should be fine.
But at this point it's far too late. Even down to the way the darkness in the frame closes in on the character creates an uneasy atmosphere. Her soulless deadpan stare surrounded by eerie silence makes us as the audience not understand what its intentions are towards the two. Starchy then suggests that they give her some cream, saying,
That should appease the blank-eyed girl's hunger and send her away.
but freakishly, as they try to, it licks Jake's hand.
Starchy?
Starchy then suggests that the creature must be a hint and tells them to play the clarinet as they hate it, but this makes things way worse. From what was once 1 now turns into 6. The fact that they were already in the tree fort, under the stove and in the tree trunks makes no sense. It's almost as if they've always been there, waiting in the shadows, always watching, as it is clear that Starchy's advice is just a load of baloney! Finn and Jake take matters into their own hands and visit the library for answers. They come across a book titled Creepy Stuff, and upon removing it from the shelf, are greeted by Turtle Princess. Turtle Princess helps them, explaining that the creatures are urban legends that first started appearing 5 years ago. That's when it hits Finn.
Maybe they're tulpas!
What the blob's a tulpa?
Physical manifestations of concentrated collective thought. They're entities who depend on the energy of people believing in them in order to exist. People like Starchy's listeners.
Finn tells Jake to follow his lead and do exactly what he does. They both enter and Finn plays it cool, pretending he can no longer see the blank-eyed girls. Jake, on the other hand, can't shake it off. Jake, once calling baloney, is now their primary target as the creatures slowly start surrounding him, which is absolutely terrifying. Once Jake breaks down telling them that they've won, they start to slowly build formation and take themselves apart. Now at first, it's the eyes, and it seems as though they're just normal girls at first, taking off their contact lenses, as if it was all just some elaborate prolonged prank over the years to scare locals. But just as Finn and Jake, and even us as the audience, are pulled into a false sense of security, and think we now have all the answers, the episode escalates. They remove what appears to be human-like shells, and they actually look like spirits. But nothing happens, and they just float away and leave. This episode leaves a bitter taste in your mouth, as it leaves us with no real explanation as to what the blank-eyed girls actually were, and what it is that they wanted. It creates this uncanny valley sort of feeling, where something looks human, but it isn't. We never actually know where they go, or if they'll be back, and that for me is what makes this one of Adventure Time's creepiest episodes, among many others Adventure Time has to offer. So this is my first video on analysing an Adventure Time episode, so please feel free to drop a comment on what other episodes of Adventure Time or any other cartoons you want me to analyse. Any feedback on this would also be appreciated. What Adventure Time episode left you terrified? Drop it in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe while you're down there. Thank you for watching.